Hello guys, Corporal G here at the COC in Kentucky. Today I'm going to show you my Anzac military. I actually just finished painting these guys, not like as of today, and wanted to show them off real quick. This is probably the fastest one I ever done because I already had the infantry painted and based, so all I had to do was just paint all the vehicles, planes, and ships, and the factories and stuff. And I did that pretty darn quick. Kind of proud of myself. So let's get this thing started. You can see here's our custom roundels. A little smaller. And here's the original one on the magnet for the ICP tracker or IPP tracker. Next is these little tents I got. A pack of 5. And as you can see, zoom in there. These are actually molds. That's just paint. What we're going to use these for, I have no clue. But I got them, and they can be something. They can be a medical tent or a hospital tent, I guess. An infantry complex. I don't know. Who knows, but I got them, so here they are. Now, where I got them from I don't know, but I got them from some website. So hopefully I can find them again. Move on. Here's our coastal artillery. Now this color is English uniform. The same color I'd used for the British uniform, the Anzac uniform, Canadian, the FEC. There is a little bit of variety in between, but it's kind of standard throughout because I kind of got annoyed looking at all the information, trying to figure out the color scheme. It's actually kind of hard to find their specific color of their uniforms compared to just British. That's mostly what you're going to find. But these are from Historical Board Game. Got some decals on there. I feel like I only painted 3. Didn't need any more. So there's those. Next is our fortifications. 2 Aussies. 1 New Zealand. Let's see if you can zoom in there. I forgot what that bird's called. Dodo bird or something? I don't know. Their factories. And we're getting this guy right after these last 4 units. So we got our minor factories, medium factories, major factories. I know technically Australia or Anzac cannot build a major factory, but for us, we're kind of just experimenting with the rules, playing around. We just all agreed mutually that Anzac can build a major factory just on Sydney. Same with Calcutta. It's kind of lame, we feel like, so at least the city should be able to have a major factory. But I did paint up 3 because it was just 1 color and some wash. Wasn't too hard. Got some flags. Just to show them, because I might paint the British the same color. I don't know yet. But I do say one thing. I definitely like the brown for Anzac compared to the gray. First, I didn't think I like it, but after I did 1 factory for experiment, it turned out really good. Here's some of their rockets I made. Ordered some of these from Historical Board Game. Did their little camo scheme. And you'll see a lot of this camo scheme pretty soon. But I ordered a crap ton of these pink ones. I always try to order the non-popular unit color just in case the people who do not paint will always have those in stock. And I'll just buy the off colors because I know I'm going to paint them. Now, this little bad boy. This is a naval shipyard. You can see it's transparent because that just came off the 3D printer, which is our new toy. It's a little small, so I definitely got to make it bigger. You can see I'm trying to put some holes in there. There's a hole in there on the very top post. A hole right there. You can barely see it, and one back here. I was trying to put some string in there and probably make a little anchor, I don't know. Or a crane, you know. Definitely gotta make that bigger though. The base is the perfect size for it though. Well, for the 4x8 mat. It's just a little bit smaller for this mat. So as you can see, you just gotta do some little touch-ups. Figure out the 3D printer. I'm having some operator error. Trying to figure it all out. So I got one thing printing right now. Hopefully we'll finally print something good. But yeah, hopefully you guys can see that soon. These are all going to be the same figurine or the miniature. And we'll just paint them all white for minors, blue for majors. But the shipyard, dockyard, and the port will all be the same sculpt. So there's a little teaser for you guys. All right, moving on to infantry. I just brought the whole shebang out here. I kind of ran out of space, put it too close to the end. So I can see there's actually New Zealand and Anzac, you know. New Zealand's part of Anzac. The gray guys, the New Zealanders, I painted those when I was playing G40. So instead of ditching them and not playing with them anymore, I just decided to make them New Zealanders, which I thought turned out pretty good. So again, yellow's for militia. We got 10 of those bad boys. Let's move them out of the way so we can scoot this camera up. Then we have our infantry. I think I have 34 infantry units. A little overkill for Anzac, don't you think? Oh, and these are the Airfix models or miniatures. And I know you can see from General Hand Grenade and probably G.I. Joe, they're really flimsy on these, and the paint will always chip off. But during some experiment, I washed them really, really well, even with some alcohol for a little bit, trying to get all that oil off or mold release. Then I put a mixture of black paint, just a cheap barrel kind from Walmart, and Mod Podge, a matte finish Mod Podge. Mix that together, and that's how I technically primed these pieces. And it gave it a real good thick coat, not too thick where it obscured the detail or anything. But it took a lot, probably 5, maybe 8 coats to get it all covered. It went on real thin for some reason. Probably just me. But after that, I let it cure for, the bottle said, I don't know, a long time. I think it was 30 days maybe, for a fully cured, fully cured for that Mod Podge. So I did. I waited 30 days because I was tired of this thing chipping. I don't want it to anymore. So I waited the whole 30 days, if it was that, maybe shorter. Then I primed them. Then I painted them. Then with the finish, I used some nail polish, clear nail polish acrylic coating, for the ladies who protect their fingernails. I got some of that, and I just slapped it on these pieces really, really well. Then to even make it better, I did three coats of glossy finish, the hard, make it real thick, still light coats. And I did 3 matte finishes. And hopefully after all that, these Airfix miniatures would not chip anymore. Still experiment, but right now I think that's a pretty good plan. You guys obviously don't have to do that, just buy some better miniatures. All right, let's take all these guys off. Moving on to our mountain units. Got some loose ones right here. Again, we got some Anzac, New Zealand's. New Zealand's will always be the gray guys, gray uniform. Because basically what I did with New Zealand, I spray painted all my Aussies when I was playing G40, gray. And this is that, just bring a little bit of life to it, just painted their skin, their rifles, and their equipment. And I left them. Then when I started painting the other ones, like, well, I got these painted, so I'll use these. I'm like, I didn't really like the color that well. So I started painting more, but I didn't want to throw these guys away, or not use them anymore, I mean. So I just made them New Zealanders. Moving on to our airborne. You can see these guys still need a matte finish. All Commonwealth airborne infantry are the same. Just different bases. And I got lucky to get 5 of the same figurines for Anzac and Canada. But the different ones will be for FEC and United Kingdom. Moving on to our Marines, just normal SAS units. Again, red for Marines. Colonial. Now in the future, I might change these Colonial to white instead of blue. I know they're the special units. But since we've had expansion coming out from Historical Board Game, and all the Commonwealth has them. I know Italy has some. I believe France maybe. I can't remember. But I might do all their rings white, and all the blue will be like the special, you know, like Elite Marines and SNLF. Because I feel like Colonial is just, I don't know. I like to have some white. There's those. And the only reason being is because I'd rather than use blue for an SAS commando. But right now they're bronze. I prefer to have them blue, so that's the only reason why I want to change them. But that might not happen. It might happen. Who knows? This is the last of the infantry. This is just a fun thing to do for me. I just made some SAS units because I had them. Might as well put them in there. They're not a buildable unit right now, but they might be in the future. Moving on to ground units. First, we'll start with the artillery class. And here's that camo scheme that took me forever to find. There's our artillery. We got 8 of these. You see us, when I clear coated, I had that can a little bit too far away and it dried before it reached the unit, so that's an easy fix though. It's only on the bottom, so it's not too bad. Got our anti-aircraft artillery. Moving on. Self-propelled artillery. So these are on sale in Historical Board Games, so get them when you can. See, our decals are the kangaroo for this one. You see there's a, nope, there's not one. It'll come across. Here's our advanced artillery. Just from Historical Board Game. Moving on from America. Pieces. Got the heavy or advanced self-propelled artillery. As you can see, there's the New Zealand decal. We got the 2 kangaroos decals. Now, I don't know if this camouflage pattern is accurate. I don't think it is, but I thought it looked really cool, so I did it. Here's some armored cars. Again, didn't do any of the bottoms. And probably my favorite Axis and Allies piece from D-Day, nope, Battle of the Bulge, are these. Since these are so expensive and very hard to find, I did make a mold out of this. I probably gotta do another flat coat. I made a mold for the American one and the German one. Well, again, I only make molds that are for pieces that are really expensive or ones that are hard to find. But if I can buy them, I'll buy them. Mechs from Historical Board Game. Advanced mechanized units from America. I really like these pieces because of how simple they are and how easy they are to paint. And I literally just finished these guys. See that nail? Oh, come here. Just did 3. I never buy cavalry, and neither do my players, so decided not to paint that many. Go to tank class or the armor class. Got some Stuarts, probably my favorite tank. I would like to have a British light tank, though, to represent the Commonwealth. Just got 5 of them. And sometimes, when you do these camo schemes, you kind of want them to be different. But man, it gets monotonous after a while. So as you can see, sometimes the patterns just stay the same. That's okay, though. Have our medium armor from Axis and Allies G40. I did order a Shapeaways Sentinel tank. That's 1 in 285 scale. I'm trying to make a mold out of it. I'm not really good at making 2-piece molds, so I kind of just gave up. But these pieces would be fine. I got 8 of these. Some tank destroyers from America, I believe. Yeah. Let's do another one here. See that wash in that turret. Now, some Centurions from also America. I think these are really cool. I like them better than the Churchill tank. Churchill heavy tank. Here's a little tiger striped one, I guess. And last one. Moving on to air units. Before we go in there. I had to modify my flight stands. Again, gray beads for fighters. Instead of having the magnet on the flight stand and the plane itself, I've been figuring out or experiencing, if I have a magnet on the very tip of this, even with glue, that the Gorilla Glue either will rip the magnet from the plane, or the plane more than likely will rip the magnet from the stand. So I kind of got annoyed at that. So I just took that nail that we mount our infantry to, drilled a hole, cut the nail a little bit, and I shoved it in there. And that makes it perfectly stand. Now sometimes it'll move. It's fine, for me anyway. But it's not going to rip the magnet from the plane, and that nail is definitely not coming out. So a little modifying. You live and you learn. So we got some air transports. I had these blue and white stripes from a decal set, so I decided to put those on there. I think they look pretty cool. Again, I don't do the bottoms. I really don't care. Oh, I forgot to put the magnets in that one. But you guys do the bottoms if you want to. I am not, because that is paint, not magnet. That's just too much for me. I got some seaplanes from a historical board game. Did that blue color. Still have the same round decals on there though. Just got 3 of them. Even got some early war fighters here. The swordfish is from a historical board game. Got the G40 fighters. Got a total of 10 here. Moving on to some naval fighters. Corsair is my favorite plane. Got a P-40 and a P-51 too. Anzac made a P-51 model, the CAC something. So theirs was aluminum. They didn't have very many. I don't even know if they used any. But I threw one in there. We got our tactical bombers, the Beaufort, I believe. Medium bombers. Again, all medium bombers have 2 engines. Strategic bombers. Got a little variety going there. I got 4. 2 heavy. Here's our jets. 2 camoed up ones. 3 aluminum. And that's it for the air units. Alright, this video is getting kind of long. Longer than I thought. Alright, let's go to these naval units. Alrighty, start with some transports. Again, I'll use the deck colors, the same as the factories I painted, the English uniform. Got some decals on there. Some submarines. No coastal stuff for these guys. I might make a few just in case they get the Dutch guys. Well, yeah, Dutch. And what you see here is all my units. There's none in the tray. Destroyers from G40. Getting better at painting boats now. Something to show you guys. Experimentation I'm doing. Well, let's show you the light cruisers first from historical board game. Again, I don't worry about the bottoms. Got 4 of those. for heavy cruisers. It's a plastic folder. Didn't do the whole side, it's so thin. But hopefully this can help us mark our units instead of me painting a stripe or marking on the hole or anything. For some reason I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know why. Get the decals there. But we'll see if this works. I already got my players saying they like it. So I think it's going to be good to go. And it's really easy to do that, so I'm happy with that. Battle cruisers from 1941, Axis and Allies. Moving on to the aircraft carriers. Got 3 escorts. I might touch these up a little bit more on the decks. I do have those deck decals from Combat Miniatures. I like a few of them. They don't fit perfectly when you cut them out. You gotta kind of see where you gotta place them, cut it out a little bit more, place it again, cut it out a little more. I think I'm getting better at painting, so I want to start painting the decks too. Fleet carriers. See with magnets in there. Majestic, I believe. Nelson class, and I think Rodney class too. There's actually only 2 ships out of this class, the Nelson and Rodney. But in our history, in this room, Anzac loved these ships so much they made 3. So we can make up a name for another one. I think these ships came out really, really good. And I really like that style. It makes it look pretty unique. These are just normal battleships. Then we use the 1940 as fast battleships. Let's see, I kind of went a little heavy on that wash on that side, unfortunately. That's okay, though. But we're already reaching 30 minutes, so that took a little longer than I thought. There's that pile I got to organize now. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm trying to get that painting video out soon. It's taking me a lot longer than I thought. I kind of want to make it pretty darn good. Pretty understandable, pretty easy to follow through. I also want to do keep the basic in there, with basic colors. Maybe a little bit of wash, a little bit of highlights, and trying to throw in a little more pizzazz in these painting videos. Just for guys who are a little bit more experienced too. But hopefully during the whole process I can say this is the basic one. This would be fine for playing purposes. And if you want to put the extra time, we can do highlights and other stuff too. I'll try to knock it out for you guys. Bear with me. All right, well, I hope you guys have a good one. Catch you later.